On lo ini. Cek 1 2. Cek 1 2. Cek 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 cek. Aman muka aman nggak muka?
Aman, cakep banget.
Kipas jilbab dulu. Aduh ya Allah.
10, 9, 8.
Serius dah ini? Serius dah? Langsung assalamualaikum kan aku? Ya pokoknya siapa? Pak Dwi ya? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kiki Wulandari. It is a wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony in this beautiful afternoon at the College of Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, Indonesia. On Wednesday, 8th of March 2023, in our big event, the third International Conference on Mass Media and Communication in Southeast Asia 2023, with the topic Media Communication and Technology, interesting on business, politics, social, and cultures. The Honorable Mr. Dr. H.Emil Elestianto Dardak, Bachelor of Business, Master of Science, Deputy Governor of East Java. The Honorable Mrs. Dr.Meithiana Indrasari, Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Management, Rector of the College of Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, Indonesia. The Honorable Mr. Usman Kansong, Director General of Information and Public Communication, Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Information Technology. The Honorable Professor Dr. Aman Agarwal from Indian Institute of Finance, India. The Honorable Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin from American University of Middle East, Kuwait. The Honorable Dr. Carolina D.Ditan from Jose Rizal University and DLSAU, Philippines. The Honorable Dr. Muhammet Erbay from Selcuk University, Konya, Turkey. The Honorable Dr. Ifit Novitasari from Islamic University Malang, Indonesia, and Alumni College of Communication Studies, AWS, Indonesia. The Honorable Mr. Nilis Bhatia, co-founder and CEO of Acadesia. The Honorable Dr. Eko Pamuji, Head of the Communication Science Study Program, Stikosa, AWS, Indonesia. The Honorable to all of the speakers who will present at the third International Conference on Mass Media and Communication in Southeast Asia 2023. The Honorable Mr. and Mrs. Lecturers, welcome to all participants of the event present today. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been giving us guidance, happiness, healthy, and mercy so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. Praise and salutation upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best figure of this universe. On this special afternoon, we have several agendas, so allow me to read several sequences of our agenda. The first is the opening. The second is singing Indonesia Raya and hymn the College of Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, Indonesia. The third are remarks and presentation from keynote speakers. The fourth is a presentation from all the speakers. The fifth is paper presentation. And the last is the closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin today's event. Let us pray by saying Bismillah together. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this event beneficial for all of us and this event can run smoothly and conducively. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The next event is singing Indonesia Raya, which will be continued by hymn the College of Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please perfect attitude.
Komunikasi jadi keahlianmu.
Thank you very much. Before we move to the next agenda, all the audience are requested to activate the Zoom camera because we will be doing a photo session together. So please activate your camera. The operator already take the screenshot, and I will count down 3, 2, 1. Next slide. Once more, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. The next agenda are remarks and presentation from keynote speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, I immediately invite the Rector of the College Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, the Honorable Mrs. Dr.Meithiana Indrasari, Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Management, for giving remarks and presentation her material. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon us all. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. To the distinguished Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Mr. Johnny G. Plate, to the Honorable Vice Governor of East Java, Mr. H.Emil Elestianto Dardak, to the respected invited speaker, Professor Aman Agarwal from India, to the respected invited speaker, Dr. Muhammet Erbay from Turkey, to the respected invited speaker, Dr. Carolina D.Ditan from Philippines, to the respected invited speaker, Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin from Kuwait, to the respected invited speaker, Dr. Ifit Novitasari from Indonesia, to the respected invited speaker, Mr. Nilesh Bhatia from Singapore, to the respected invited speaker, Dr. Eko Pamuji from Indonesia, and to all the happy and blessed attendees. Let us praise and send to gratitude to God, the Almighty. It's because of His grace and blessing that we can gather here today at the International Conference on Mass Media and Communication in South Asia 2023. Dear Honorable Ladies and Gentlemen, allow me to convey the collaborative program Digipreneur Talent Scouting that has been carried out so far between Stikosa AWS and the Republic of Indonesia's Ministry of Communication and Information. Acceleration of Indonesia digital transformation is an opportunity and a challenge in itself. Many patterns of change are not matched by the quality of people's digital skills, so the benefit is of digital. Transformation have not been widely felt, especially the rolling of the digital economy from all aspects of life. This has become a shared urgency to create self-sufficiency and talent readiness, Indonesia future talent. In accordance with the digital transformation roadmap of Indonesia, President Mr. Joko Widodo, point number 5, this design was initiated to create a golden generation of digital economy talent for Indonesia future. Sufficiency is a digital talent preparation program in the field of the creative economy with both segments of society who are members of the medium, small enterprise community. Talents are trained to be ready to enter the world of work in the digital era and are also ready with their independent digital skill. Digipreneur Talent Scouting is carried out using training and mentoring methods as well as practical business up to professional certification from BNSP, so that talent will be directly ready to face the market and the world of work innovation. This program is carried out in the collaborative from between the proposing team, BPSDMP Kominfo Surabaya, and the wider community who are members of the MSMA community. And the proposal and also the BPSDMP Kominfo Surabaya as the mover and provider of the digital talent scouting curriculum, aspect of digital entrepreneurship and digital skill used in the program. MSMEs and the wider community as collaborative partner and program beneficiaries. The program sustainability can be seen from the talent scouting graduates who continue to carry out program for the wider community with the provision of modules and curriculum that have been created and are ready for the world of the work. Digipreneur Talent Scouting is a program that can answer the provide digital era solution to produce digital talent capable of driving Indonesia's creative and digital economy. Programs that are able to complement the skill of MSMEs and the wider community to be more confident in entering the world of work or developing entrepreneurship in the digital field. Universities continue to innovate as a form of tridharma and performance. The sector which continues to experience development makes tertiary institutions also have to be innovative and bring up innovation in participating in scientific contribution and also as an effort to achieve, namely student getting decent job, experience of campus and collaboration the partners. So it is helpful in tertiary institution for student and cooperation partner in achieving the triple helix target collaboratively. Finally, again, I would like to thank the organizing committee and the distinguished speakers as well as the attendees of ICMC 2023. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Mrs. Dr. Meithiana Indrasari, Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Management, for the remarks and the presentation of the material. The second keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I immediately invite Mr. Usman Kansong, Director General of Information and Public Communication, Indonesia Ministry of Communication and Information Technology. Please welcome for give remarks and presentation the material.
Thank you, Moderator. Distinguished Vice Governor of East Java, Bapak H.Emil Elestianto Dardak, Honorable Chairperson of Stikosa AWS, Ibu Meithiana Indrasari, Honorable Speakers of Stikosa AWS, Honorable Invited Speakers, Professor Aman Agarwal from India, Dr. Muhammet Erbay from Turkey, Dr. Carolina D.Ditan from the Philippines, Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin from Kuwait, Dr. Ifit Novitasari from Indonesia, Mr. Niles Batia from Singapore, and Dr. Eko Pamuji from Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Communication and Informatics, I am delighted to attend this special occasion, International Conference on Mass Media and Communication in South Asia 2023, and to meet you all. I hope everyone is in good health and high spirits to produce a constructive discussion in this conference today. As we may already learn, positive and productive use of digital space is one of the alternative answers to the challenges of post-COVID-19 recovery. Reflecting from it, the COVID-19 virus did not only infect the human body, but it also hit the joints of life in all sectors, starting from politics and social society, especially the national economy. Countless misleading and false issues, starting from the issue of vaccines, virus variants, and the realm of religion, spread from unresponsible parties for disturbing the stability and the unity of the nation. Now Indonesia is facing presidential election in 2024. The tension in our digital media has been rising, especially in social media. Globally, we are in the midst of the world facing multi-dimensions challenges, including geopolitical tensions, the residual impact of pandemics and natural disasters, as well as food and energy crisis. Therefore, digital literacy is indeed a concern of the government. By accelerating the development of digital literacy, we believe that we make part to improve the national stability, including economy. Digital literacy status in Indonesia in 2022 has increased to 3.54 compared to the previous year. The index took measurement in 4 pillars: digital skill, digital ethics, digital safety, and digital culture. From the aspect of digital literacy program, the result shows that the source for digital literacy programs are mostly gained from social media with more than 50% count. Friends or relatives 21.7%, and online news 11.3%. Meanwhile, other more conventional activities such as banners, billboards, flyers, and teachers or schools are the least sources. In digital security, the survey also shows that many people are not aware of the urgency to keep personal data as privacy by spreading sensitive information on social media. Companies who gather personal data while providing their service are also prone to the security issue and put their customers' data in risk for misuse and other forms of crime. Therefore, the government, media, scholars, and industries have to share the same vision to enhancing the digital literacy in Indonesia. Ministry of Communication and Informatics provides comprehensive program for teaching our stakeholders for improving their digital skills. Start from social media users, entrepreneurs, and micro, small, and medium enterprises practitioners, professionals, etc. However, this effort can be strengthened by collaborating our resources together. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that media still hold significant power in influencing their audience. Scholars have their own path in delivering knowledge and values to the people. Companies and industry also play crucial role to their stakeholders. I expect that this triple helix to share the same vision of building the digital literacy in Indonesia. By working together and taking proactive steps to enable our country to grow, I am confident that all of us can create a wise society in receiving or sharing information, since the information they consume is accurate, honest, and reliable. I wish that today's conference would give us insight the best practice for our contribution in enhancing the digital literacy in Indonesia. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Mr. Usman Kansong for the remarks and the presentation of the material. The third keynote speakers, ladies and gentlemen, I immediately invite Mr. Dr. Emil Elestianto Dardak, Bachelor of Business, Master of Science. He is Deputy Governor of East Java. Please welcome for give remarks and presentation the material.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to all participants and panelists of the third conference on mass media and communication in Southeast Asia 2023. Excellency Minister for Information and Communication, Excellency Johnny G. Plate, and also to Director of Stikosa AWS or the AWS Higher Education School for Communication, Ibu Dr.Meithiana Indrasari, to all the distinguished panelists, speakers from various countries, including Professor Aman Agarwal from the Indian Institute of Finance, also Dr. Muhammet Erbay from Konya University, Selcuk University, Konya, Turkey, and also from the Philippines, Dr. Carolina D.Ditan from Jose Rizal University, Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin from the American University of Middle East, Kuwait, and also from Indonesia, all the panelists, as well, Ibu Dr. Ifit Novitasari, Nilish Batria, Dr. Eko Pamuji, and all the other panelists that I haven't mentioned. First of all, allow me to extend our congratulations and appreciation to Stikosa AWS for organizing this international conference. I understand that the theme chosen is Media, Communication, and Technology, Intersecting on Business, Management, Administration, Politics, Social, and Cultures. We all understand that communication is an integral part in all aspects of our life. As we went through the pandemic that took place for more than 2 years, we understand that communication was a very important element in addressing the issue of managing the interactions of the people, suppressing the spread of the virus, and many other aspects. And it is therefore very important that communication experts continue to actually discuss and deliberate on the current issues. Technology is also a very important element in communication. It enables and it also affects the pattern of communication between people. And therefore, it is very important for all of us to actually have this kind of forum, this kind of seminar, to share our experiences and also advance our knowledge on how technology and media communication affect every aspects of our life, businesses, politics, social, culture, or even health. So I am looking forward for the fruitful deliberation by all the participants of this international conference, and hopefully all participants who come from different cities, from different countries to Surabaya and East Java will enjoy their stay here. Thank you very much. All the best. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Mr. Dr. Emil Elestianto Dardak, Bachelor of Business, Master of Science, for the remarks and the presentation of the material. Ladies and gentlemen, after the presentation, the material from the keynote speakers, the next event will be continued with presentation the material by 7 great and extraordinary speakers from several neighbor countries. Now please let me introduce the first speaker, the Honorable Professor Dr. Aman Agarwal from Indian Institute of Finance, India. Professor Dr. Aman Agarwal served as a Professor of Finance, Dean and Director at the Indian Institute of Finance. He has served as a Director at IIF Business School. He is also a special course lecturer in finance and on options, futures, and other derivatives from London School of Economics. Please welcome for give remarks and presentation the material.
Namaskar. This is Professor Aman Agarwal from Indian Institute of Finance. I hope you are able to hear me and clearly. If someone can respond, if they're able to hear me.
Yes, Professor, we can hear you.
Yes, very well. Thank you very much for inviting me to this very important August gathering of people from across the globe who are coming and speaking on such a pertinent issue, and talking about how things have changed in the way communications and structures have grown and widened in the last 4 or 5 years in particular. If I can kindly share my screen, I will try and share my presentation, a brief presentation. I understand that I have roughly about 10 to 12 minutes. I will be sending this presentation to the conference hosts to come and view. I hope you're able to see my presentation. Yes. So, the topic chosen is very, very important because the way, whether it is media or institutions communicate and the way technology is playing a critical role has been changing in the last 20-25 years, both in business, politics, social, and culture. And we have seen the way social media has taken a toll in all these spheres in terms of communication and structures. However, since COVID-19 has come into play, we have seen major changes which have been observed. These are my and our authors' works and not to do with the institutions we represent. Today, I would focus on the growth in uncertain times, the India story, the growth model, essence of communication in the next 10-15 minutes, and then the basic conclusion. Beginning with the growth in uncertain times, we have been challenged and brought forward by the life with Corona, which we are seeing, the kind of war which we are seeing, tsunami, natural disasters, and I am not to tell, Indonesia has already seen the way, you have seen the impact of tsunami going forward in terms of building up the way economic destructions, human destructions, and life, and even communications were interrupted. So we have seen major arena structures getting impacted because of Corona and other frameworks. And this has been a social and ecological framework. Just to give you a glimpse, this is not for the first time that we are seeing this kind of an effect. We have seen prehistorically major pandemics in the last 3,000 years, which have happened in prehistoric plagues, Athens, place to place, the Black Death. And in some of these, we have seen actually civilizations, like the one in France, roughly about in Marseille, roughly about 2/3 of the total population disappeared. In Philadelphia, 80% of the population disappeared. We have seen the flu, the Asian flu, the Spanish flu, which has been talked about when Corona took place. So we know the way the life has been influenced by different events which have taken place. All of these have brought a toll and a challenge to the human community to induce different kind of growth components when you're talking of communications. Just to give you a hint in the next 1 or 2 minutes on the India story in communications, India being the oldest civilization, going to almost about 10,000 years plus, according to the archaeological surveys of carbon dating, both for Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilization, the architecture layouts, we have had the India as a glory, and then we have seen its downfall. So civilizations, societies have gone up and gone down at account of the way communications take place. Then we have also introduced one of these papers which talks about some of these issues way back in 1999. In fact, the government of India and the regulatory agencies like the AICTE and UGC has also introduced the same paper which we introduced way back in 1999 at different schools and universities, like what this school where we are presenting the conference as is trying to achieve in Indonesia and trying to empower the Indonesians and others across the globe. So growth for centuries in India is because of its people, accelerations by the steps which government takes. So please understand, societies feel it is the government which does the whole job. No, it is the people at the end, people at the grassroots level, people who actually bring in that change. So the communication, whether it is media run, politics run, business run, or it is for the purpose of cultural structure, is by the people, for the people, and with the people. And that is very critical in terms of taking up the structure. And India has believed in this theory and principle for centuries now, whether it is a question of trade, whether it is a question of labor movements, whether it's a question of even our losing independence, which we lost for almost 100 years. The Chanakya, I always say, is work on Arthashastra, which is I refer to as the father of economics, is available in almost over 100 languages. I believe even in Indonesian language, it will be available. Would be a good text for understanding how it used to be communicated in the past, and which is even today true in terms of going forward. I will just highlight 2-3 points here. The whole Indian society, which we unfortunately believe to have these casteism, untouchable, child marriage, sati, and others, were actually on work orientation divided into Kshatriya, Brahmin, and Vaishya and Shudra to clear the fact that there is no rich or poor. It is about the work you do almost 5,000 years back. And India as a nation has been a peace-loving nation. There is no history of conquering anyone in this nation, whether it was called Hindustan or others. And we see that framework coming forth even with the current government in power, which talks about transparency, accountability, sustainability, adding wings to India. A picture which I saw on the Economist magazine long time back, I thought should put up, which is like a heavy animal, a youth-driven animal, which is adding wings to the growth of the country. Now, all this is possible if there is an appropriate communication between the government and the people, communication between people and the government, both directional, communication between teachers and students, communication between employer and employee. All this can only happen when this kind of framework is there, because the offshoots of a tree only function in or grow if there is effective communication, irrespective of whether we are adding wings to a jet plane or we are adding wings and boosters to an elephant, as we see in the picture here. So it's important what we want to communicate, how do we want to communicate, and where does it really lead to? When we look at the growth models, some of the growth models which we have been talking about from since 2022, sustainable development, which is a key element, whether we're looking at an institution like Mithali is doing, Indrasari is actually running, or we're looking at a government like you talked about the new elections coming in, it's important that employment and sustainable development is there. But it has to be an important mix of technology, environment, and human capital. And there has to be a good way to communicate in each other. Each one of them works in independent frameworks, will not yield to result. All that gets binded by finance, but then communication is the key skill in terms of communicating to the people at large as to what have we done, what have we not done, what do we need to achieve tomorrow. And that's where, when we look at the media influencing the business, politics, and social and culture, comes into play. There are some of the Nobel Foundation works, which I will not lay on today given the time frame, but these are some things which also help take forward research and bring down, we talk about banking, financial inclusion, labor markets, we talk about money movement, we talk about how the lowest level, the global poverty or elevation at the lowest level framework comes in, or we look at knowledge and human well-being, and then the financial development. Here's some of the works which we have been quoting traditionally, both for financial development and growth. What is key critical in any component of a communication, whether it is a communication between husband and wife, brother and sister, sister or sister, parents within themselves, or with your parents, or with your society. It is actually trying to get the lost glory of mutual respect, shouldering through peace-loving, harmonious global growth. Not the way we are seeing the war happen across the globe in certain continents, but importantly, to develop mutual respect for each other. And if our communication has that key component, we will see these challenges ahead met easily. That is technological, infrastructural, sustainable, harmonious growth, international confidence, and youth. We have seen that happen in India.
I'm sorry
what
for
is
pardon, because
yes.
Time is 1 minute
yes,
left.
Just 2 more minutes.
Okay,
2 more minutes.
1 minute.
Thank you.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem at all. So what is important is the social well-being. The science of well-being is critical when we look at all of these factors. And that's where communication needs to place stress on healthcare, social, stressing, non-digital engagements, jobs. And we did some study with almost large number of people from across the globe who actually came out with the following findings. That's what is important in all these is for social well-being and communication is positivity. happiness, kindness and helping others when we're trying to do, soul consciousness, spirituality, which needs to be get reflected, meditation, yoga helps us do that, building productive habits and time schedules, healthy, real wealth and health lifestyles, reducing digital influx, despite the kind of digital framework we have, and work-life balance and family in place. So in any case, as I have within 1 minute, I need to conclude. I would like to point out the few components which are critical. What needs to be laid stress with integrating is a social security framework, environment for a social equilibrium in the society. And looking at the quote of the Buddha's Eightfold, which is right views, right decisions, right speech, right actions, right living, right struggle, right thoughts, and right meditation. And most critical, in my opinion, whether it is communicating between A or B, in any level, mass communication or small, is it trust and confidence which you need to build through communication, which holds the key to growth and prosperity. With that, I would like to come to the end and thank everybody for listening to me, and I'm happy for any questions which come up later at any point of time. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much to Dr. Aman Agarwal for the presentation of the material. Let's keep on to the next agenda. The next event is presentation from the second speakers will be delivered by the Honorable Dr. Muhammet Erbay from Selcuk University, Konya, Turkey. Dr. Muhammet Erbay, born in Austria in 1975, is currently a full-time assist prof in the Faculty of Tourism at Selcuk University, Turkey. He has been the director of World Culture and Civilization Research and Application Center at the same university since 2018. He has a bachelor's degree in English language teaching. Further, he completed his master and doctoral degree in public relations and publicity. He was appointed to work at Vilnius University, the Faculty of Philosophy, Turkey's Language Center for 5 years by the Republic of Turkey Ministry of National Education between 2007 to 2012. He organized international projects and involved in organizing academic congresses, international cultural events as well. He speaks English, German, and Russian as foreign languages. He published books and articles on communication, languages, and tourism. Please welcome and give your presentation, Mr. Dr. Muhammet Erbay. Time is yours.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to thank to the Congress Chair for inviting me as the keynote speaker for this wonderful conference. I also would like to extend my warm greetings from Turkey. Due to the time zone difference and risks of possible disconnection, I participate with my recorded speech. I'm going to talk about an emerging industry in the world, which is the film tourism. Briefly, film tourism can be defined as a tourism activity that occurs as a result of showing a place in movies and television series. Movies and television series can change and shape tourist perspective on history, culture, people, and countries. The activities such as visiting the sets of films, film studios, the hotels and houses appeared on the films are attractive for tourists. This phenomenon boosts in turn the motivation of film tourists to visit and see the icons and the sets of the filmic productions. Movies and TV series have long been one of the most important elements of the popular culture around the world. Movies and TV series made in the United States and Europe are followed with interests all over the world so far, watched by millions of people. These movies and series contain important traces of the cultures and daily life of the countries in which they were made. Therefore, a movie or television series also become an element of exporting culture. Recently, Turkish TV series are the shining star in the world's TV series industry. The Turkish TV series have been exported to a wide geography stretching from Middle East to Europe, from Africa to Latin America until Philippines. Moreover, the worldwide interest in the Turkish TV series is increasing day by day. Many people from different geographies of the world have become strict fans of the Turkish series. With the growth of the film industry, film tourism in Turkey has also been on the rise, providing new opportunities for tourists and film fans and to explore the rich history and culture of the country. The Turkish film industry has experienced a period of growth in recent years, with the government actively promoting the country as a filming location and offering tax incentives for international film productions. According to the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, the film industry in Turkey generated a revenue of over $200 million in 2020. This is a huge number, but still less than the Hollywood industry, making it one of the fastest growing film industries in the world. The growth of the film industry in Turkey has been driven by several factors, including the country's rich history and cultural heritage, diverse landscapes, and modern infrastructure. The development of new film production facilities, studios, and support services has also contributed to the growth of the industry, making it an attractive destination for international film productions. But why are the Turkish series are watched on the global scale? Let's have a look at the answers of this question. Many viewers of Turkish TV series abroad state that they are influenced by the values in Turkish TV series. The family ties, which play an important role in TV series, are so popular abroad. Cultural affinity and social similarities are also very effective in the popularity of Turkish films. Quality also plays an important role in popularity of the series. Turkish TV series are loved and watched in countries that share the Turkish culture, customs, and life perspective. For example, Balkans and Middle East have long history with Turkish people, but this is not necessarily related to geographic proximity or common history and customs. For example, South America is one of the regions where Turkish TV series are watched the most. Southern Asia is another region where Turkish TV series are popular. Countries such as India and Pakistan are also very strict fans of the dramas. I believe Turkish films are also popular in Indonesia. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish all of you a happy and nice conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Dr. Muhammet Erbay for the presentation of your material. The next agenda, let's continue with the third speaker, the Honorable Dr. Carolina D.Ditan from Jose Rizal University and the DLSAU, Philippines. Dr. Carolina is a Doctor of Business Administration, graduate from the Philippine School of Business Administration, and a candidate for Ph.D. in Human Resource Management. She was formerly the Dean of the College of Business, Management and Accountancy of the De La Salle Araneta University, and she is now a faculty in the Graduate School of Jose Rizal University and the DLSAU. She has written many books published by National Bookstore and Anvil Publishing Corp. She has research works published in peer-reviewed international research journals. Please welcome Mrs. Dr. Carolina for your presentation. Time is yours.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Carolina D.Ditan, representing the Philippines. My topic is about understanding the intersection of media, communication, technology, and business. Advances in technology have made communication present in different media and spaces. It enables interaction between different countries. It becomes a facilitator between knowledge and innovation in the globalized world. The increasing interactive resources in the globalized world have changed the conception of communication and sharing of knowledge linked to innovative technologies. Technology linked to communication contributes to the access of knowledge, and this has expanded through digital communication networks. Media communications become a useful means of distributing information, communicating with stakeholders, marketing and advertising products and services, and in communicating with stakeholders. Cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are shaping many companies. These technologies simplified collaboration and remote work while improving efficiency and productivity. In this digital era, media communications are important for business success and continuity. They enable more effective communication and increase flexibility in the workplace and allow companies to expand their reach. Here are the questions that we have to ask. How has the use of media communication affected and changed professional networking? Does professional success require the use of media communication, or can it do more harm than good? First, we have to analyze the way in which media communication enhances or impedes effective workplace communication. These skills are critical for anyone who seeks to be informed and keep up with the changing demands of the present-day workplace. The importance of media communications and technology for business. Media communications and technology have different direct and indirect benefits for business. With high-speed internet, mobile apps, voice-over internet protocol, and other means of communication, employees can exchange information in real time and reach out to prospective clients. These support branding efforts and customer service strategy. They may also reduce operational costs, save office space, and increase productivity across all departments. Reach more customers. The advantages of media communication in business is not only on increased productivity and employee well-being. It also enables organizations to reach the right audience with the right message at the right time. 77% of consumers choose to receive text messages from brands to find out about the latest deals. About one-third do so to receive meaningful content. 31% of people prefer to receive text messages rather than visit a company's website, physical store, or mobile app. Now, let us have the downside of technology in communications. There are some negative effects to this surge in technological integration into business communications. Some studies have shown a decrease in productivity over the long term due to an always connected lifestyle, fueled by easy access to information. Many employees may never take a break from the work routine because they are always checking emails and status updates on a project through a mobile app, resulting in high levels of stress and increased illness. Many workers lack proper sleep, less connected with people outside the office, and lack the ability to relate to others or to each other in a face-to-face interaction. Now, what the leaders need to know regarding the intersection of business, communication, and technology. Over the past few decades, innovation and rapid growth have created tremendous change in both business and technology. People relied heavily on computers and automation during the COVID-19 pandemic, and this requires the need of companies for innovative leaders. As the normal opens and expands, companies are prioritizing business and technology as they plan, operate, and accomplish. As the business or the marketplace continues to increase its reliance on technology, companies are looking for leaders who are well versed on both business and technology. The following are the in-demand skills at the intersection of business and technology. Employers would like to hire professionals who have the following skills necessary to work at the intersection of business and technology. The first one is cloud computing. A clear and firm understanding of cloud computing is a critical component of future business success. Cloud computing is essential to online business activity. It makes data more accessible and increases the potential for growth and scaling. Employers hire professionals with cloud computing skills due to the following benefits. First, cloud reduces operational issues by streamlining server management, upgrades, and replacements. B, it increases team collaboration through apps, programs, and productivity tools that keeps teammates informed. Third, it improves security. 94% of businesses saw security improvements after migrating to the cloud. Cloud computing comes with some risks that require skilled professionals to address and reduce. Management needs to act immediately when it comes to cloud computing. The second one is artificial intelligence. Company needs professionals who know how to create ethically sound applications of the AI. Here are some of the ways that artificial intelligence is transforming business. First, an insurance and travel services organization cites a 60% increase in product quotes through AI that refers products to customers. Second, a mining company employs AI that assess equipment health to improve productivity and reduce cost. Third, a fashion company had seen an 11% increase in revenue due to AI investments. So these examples are clear evidences that AI skills are highly valued in the present and future marketplace. The third one is data analytics. The World Economic Forum found that 85% of companies will have adopted big data and analytics technologies by the year 2022. WEF reported that 96% of companies plan to employ new permanent employees who have relevant big data analytics related roles. The following are some ways that the data analytics have improved company productivity and profits. First, the data-driven companies are 58% more likely to beat revenue goals than companies that did not prioritize or focus on data. Second, 62% of retailers say they have gained competitive advantage by incorporating information and data analytics. Netflix saves over $1 billion each year by using big data to increase customer retention. The fourth one is creative problem solving. McKinsey found that the number one missing soft skills are problem solving, critical thinking, innovation, and creativity. By developing these skills, future company leaders can fill the needs in the marketplace. Creative problem solving directly relates to strategic management, organizational leadership, and maximizing digital transformation. Here are the few ways that creative problem solving has led to positive outcomes in corporations. Skillshare with data and creative problem solving to learn about members, determine popular classes, and cultivate community. B. Postmates took on the challenge of simultaneous speed and quality of service by partnering with Limitless to receive essential feedback and quickly empower new fleet drivers. C. Intersystems make software products used by millions of people every day. It allows employees choose the problems they want to solve and charging leaders with clearing the path for them. The fifth skill is interpersonal, the ability to communicate ideas with clarity and confidence, as well as the capacity to listen with empathy and creating harmony, is very critical to today's leader in business and technology. The business leader should not focus only on the product and growth. They also need to prioritize their employees and customers. Leaders must develop their interpersonal communication skills. This will enable them to be personally better positioned for growth and can empower their employees and company to experience growth. Leaders with skills like data analytics and excellent communication paired with strong ability to understand business issues will bring value to their companies. The future is now. Technology at the intersection of media communication and marketing. Today, we are seeing three major trends in the media and marketing fields. The first one is increase in AI-driven content and marketing. Companies like Amazon and Google have been using machine learning to create or curate contents for years, showing recommendations based on their past search history to make life easier. Many businesses are turning to AI for content creation, as well developing bots to create stories and social media posts by scanning the web for research and news stories. Facebook offers businesses bots for basic customer service and interaction through Facebook Messenger, a major sign that the way customers interact with companies is shifting from formal phone and email inquiries to social media. Augmented reality. With the explosion of Pokemon Go, society was introduced to augmented reality, allowing users to interact with technology in the real world. Since then, brands use the opportunity to use AR as a method to try before you buy. It encourages impulse buyers and provide more detailed product information. In the late 2017, some major retailers like the Amazon, Target, Wayfair added an AR feature to their websites and apps. This lets users virtually place items in their homes to see what they might look like and how much room they will take up in their own space rather than guessing from the photos online. Greater mobile content consumption. With the growing popularity of streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime, and personalized TV lineups through companies, people are no longer subscribing to cable services. People are turning more to their mobile devices to consume their content. And 5G starting to pop up in major critics. It will soon be farther or faster than ever. Marketers will capitalize on mobile real estate over the next few years, especially with the development of AI. Companies like Pinterest and Instagram usually allow influencers to create curated content with clickable links to purchase products directly from photos. And that ends my topic for this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mrs. Dr. Carolina for the presentation of your material. The next agenda, let's continue with the fourth speaker, the Honorable Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin from American University of Middle East, Kuwait. Dr. Mujtaba is an assistant professor at HRM at the American University of Middle East, Kuwait. The enthusiastic learner with a keen interest in continuously evolving as a resourceful teacher, ardent believer and advocate of humane, sustainable, and people-centric approach of management, an inquisitive researcher interested in contemporary management trends and best practices. He authored a thematic research paper published in several international journals. Please welcome Mr. Mujtaba for your presentation. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. I just want to check if everyone is able to hear me. Can I get a response on the chat? Am I audible?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Perfect. Please allow me to share my screen as well. Can you kindly confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much for inviting me for this session of International Conference on Media and Communication Studies. I believe that I was also invited to speak at a previous version of this conference. It's a delight to be back again. In today's session, I'm going to briefly talk about how important corporate communication has become today, what it means, and how it can really provide more avenues to students who are studying mass media or communication. Before I get deeper into my topic, let me briefly tell you a little more about my institution. I am joining you from Kuwait, from the American University of Middle East. My university is an affiliate of Purdue University, Indiana, and we are AACNP accredited. We are also a part of the Babson Collaborative, and according to the QS rankings, we have been placed among the top 3%. 701 to 750 the university rankings all over the world. It's not just that I want to give you information about my university with this. I also want to share this as an example of corporate communication. How organizations today are becoming aware and how they're capitalizing on this concept of organizational communication. So let me get into the specifics of corporate communication, because when we are talking about mass media or communication studies, it's not just about news channels, it's not just about news websites, it's not just about social media. There is a lot more to that. In fact, a large majority of the students are very likely to find jobs in companies as corporate communication professionals. What are the corporate communication professionals likely to do? They are likely to be the mouthpiece of their organizations. They are likely to be the engineers of how the organization communicates internally as well as externally. Organizations today know that there is an unprecedented level of transparency in today's world. Every individual, in a way, is a content creator. Me being an employee of an organization, I can click pictures, I can post them, I can tweet about my organization. It's not just that content creation is the monopoly of some news sites or news channels only. Today, everyone is a content creator, and they have numerous platforms using which they can, share the word. They can really reach out to masses. In such a world of heightened transparency, it becomes all the more important for organizations to be aware of how they can present an excellent image to the world. Now, when we say corporate communication, it's not just about the image that you're presenting to your customers. It's not just about the image that we present to our potential customers or clients. It's also about how we are communicating with a wider range of stakeholders, people who might be your investors, people who might be, maybe accreditation bodies who are going to review our work, certify it. It's also about how we are communicating with the common public, the government agencies, you name it. And another increasingly important aspect of corporate communication these days is also how an organization communicates with their internal stakeholders. So organizations today are becoming increasingly aware that the quality of communication they have in the public sphere will be a reflection of their success. If they have high quality communication, they're likely to be more successful. Look at all the top brands, look at all the leading companies, and you would notice one thing. And that one thing is that they have mastered the art of communication. So when, as students, I believe that this presentation may be watched by a lot of students of this excellent institution. So what I want to tell you is, do not look at opportunities only within the mass media space. There's more to the world than news channels. There's more to the world than news websites. There's a ton of organizations who are desperately waiting to hire corporate communication professionals who will engineer their image to the external and internal audience. Companies today recognize, they know that internal and external communication has a huge impact. And that is the space that I would encourage young media professionals to think about. I would encourage young media professionals to look at the opportunities that this new dimension is opening up. When it is about communication, I really love what Albert Einstein once said. He said that if you cannot explain it to a 6-year-old, maybe you do not know it very well yourself. This applies to everything. Even this little presentation that I have, 10 minutes or whatever, I have to make sure that my presentation is understandable by the audience. I am being heard right now by, I believe, 90 other participants. These are people from different countries. They understand different accents. They understand a different rate of speech. And if I try to communicate in only a specific way, I may not be understood by a majority of them. So as media professionals, as corporate communications professionals, you don't have to sound very technical. You don't have to sound very hi-fi. You really don't have to sound very complex. You don't want to impress them. You want to communicate. And impressing them will be a byproduct of good communication. It's not the main intent. The intent is to get the message across. And when the message is sent across in a simple way, it is impressive in itself. I want to share with you this very interesting experiment. This could blow your mind if you haven't read about it yet. Now, in Cornell University, they conducted a research, and that research was about how the naming of recipes can impact the perceptions of guests at a restaurant or at a canteen. So Cornell University has a canteen, and they had the regular stuff which they usually have in canteens. They had all kinds of food that is suitable for that region. They did something interesting to see the power of communicating names differently. So what they did was they changed the names of some items on the menu. So they really made some changes. So a plain dish, a plain recipe like red beans and rice, they called it Cajun red beans, something fancy, something more fashionable, if you will. Something like rice, seafood, filet, I know these kind of foods. The seafood is very, very popular in Indonesia and the rest of the world as well. They tried to make changes to their names, the names of the menu items, and even a normal dessert like chocolate pudding, they tried to call it Satan chocolate pudding, something more descriptive and something more fancy. The items remained the same. They did not make any changes to the recipes. They did not make any changes to the ingredients. They did not make any changes to the contents. And after renaming these menu items, they conducted a research on the perception of people who were eating these items. And these were the results. Shocking. People rated the more descriptively labeled food items as 13% more appealing. So just having a more appealing name, a descriptive name, increased the chances of people liking it more. People found it more appealing when it had descriptive names. And they were also likely to pay more. They said the food is better. They said the food is tastier. And there was also a chance that just with descriptive names, the college canteen could increase the prices of their menu items. Now, what does this say? This has a very important message. And the message simply is communication is
Excuse
very
me, sir.
powerful. The way we describe
Excuse
things,
me,
the way we
sir.
communicate things
Excuse me.
can really have a huge impact.
The time for presenting the material is less than 1 minute. Thank you.
Perfect. So I'm going to conclude right away. And I'm going to conclude with just two things.
Okay.
For my friends in the media studies, circle, and to the students who are taking up mass media studies, I just want to tell you two things. Look at the opportunities that are provided by corporate communications. Every company needs a social media cell. Every company needs engineers to fix their public image. Have a look at it. And the second advice is believe in the power of communication. Just look at this example. Let's look at this experiment. It clearly goes on to show that communication can indeed be very powerful, and it can be used to make the perception of your offerings much more attractive. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thanks to May again. It's always a delight to collaborate with you, May. And if you have any questions, I would be happy if you want to reach out to me for any kind of collaboration. Here are my contact details. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Dr. Mujtaba M.Momin for the presentation of your material. The next agenda, let's continue with the next speaker, the Honorable Dr. Ifit Novitasari from Islamic University Malang, Indonesia, and Alumni College of Communication Studies AWS Indonesia. She is a lecturer at the Islamic University of Malang, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Indonesia Language and Literature Education Study Program. He completed his undergraduate study period in the field of public relations at the College of Communication Studies Alma Mater Wartawan Surabaya, then continued his Master in Social Studies Education at Kanjuruhan University Malang, and doctoral studies in Education Management at Malang State University in 2017. Apart from being a lecturer, he is also a writer and researcher. Please welcome Mrs. Dr. Ifit Novitasari for your presentation. Time is yours.
Thank you. My voice is clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Ibu Meithiana Indrasari, Chair of Stikosa AWS Surabaya, dear colleagues of the invited speakers, honorable all committees, the third international conference on mass media and communication, and all the audience is happy in this room. Today, I want to share a few things about communication. I have a few questions to discuss today. For my presentation, okay. Thank you. Next slide. Okay. What skills are needed to deal with shifting phenomena in the 21st century? There are three competencies. Number one, basic literacy. Basic literacy is a person's basic skills in reading, writing, and calculating that are needed to participate effectively in everyday life. Basic literacy also includes a basic understanding of the world around us and the general knowledge needed to function well in society. This basic literacy is an important foundation for improving abilities and skills in everyday life, education, and career. Therefore, it needs to develop basic literacy skill well. Number 2, competence. The ability to solve complex problems is the ability to identify, analyze, and solve complex problems using various types of knowledge and skill needed. This ability is very important in everyday life and is required in various professions. Number 3, character. Student ability to deal with rapid changes in the environment is the ability to adapt and be flexible in dealing with changes that occur in the surrounding environment. A rapidly changing environment can result in many challenges and difficulties, and students who can deal with these changes will be better prepared to face these challenges and difficulties. The point is, communication is one part of the competencies that must be possessed in the 21st century. Next slide. Why communication is an important part of 21st century skills? There are some reasons. Effective communication enables people to collaborate and work together more effectively. And then effective communication can help build good relationship and avoid conflict. Effective communication can help increase productivity and performance. And number 4, effective communication can help reduce misunderstanding and confusion. The last, effective communication can help build a good image and brand. Next slide. Okay. Can we imagine that? What if in this world there is no communication? If in this world there is no communication, it will be very difficult for humans to interact and work together in everyday life. Communication is the main key to establishing good relation with others. And without communication, social relation will be very limited. The impact that might occur if in this world there is no communication between humans, the first, difficulties in meeting basic needs. And then second, difficulties in building social relation. And the third, difficulties in achieving common goals. The fourth, difficulties in solving problems and difficulties in developing knowledge. Thus, it can be concluded that communication is very important for human life and social progress. Therefore, we need to develop good communication skills to be able to interact and work with others effectively. Next slide. Okay. Some of the skill must be mastered in communicating include there are 6 ability. The first ability, active listening skills, and then ability to speak clearly and structure, ability to read situation, good relationship building skills, ability to adapt to diverse audience, and ability to give and receive feedback. Next slide. Okay, the last. Communication is an essential part of the 21st century skills needed to collaborate, build good relationships, increase productivity, reduce misunderstanding, and build a good image and brand in an increasingly complex and globally connected world of work. Thank you for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Mrs. Dr. Ifit Novitasari for the presentation of your material. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for keep on to this event. Let's continue to the last speaker from this conference will be delivered by the Honorable Dr. Eko Pamuji, Head of the Communication Science Study Program Stikosa AWS Indonesia. In addition, he also takes part outside campus by becoming Secretary General of the Central Indonesian Jaringan Media Siber, Secretary of the East Java Persatuan Wartawan, and General Manager at Duta Masyarakat and Duta.co Daily. He is a senior journalist who has a main journalist certificate from the Press Council and is an assessor for journalist competency test. He is also one of the instructors of the Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Information's Digital Talent Scholarship. Mastery of the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy, Thematic Academy, and Indonesian resource person increasingly capable of digital mastery of a material on the pillars of digital literacy. Please welcome Mr. Dr. Eko Pamuji for your presentation. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today to listen to my speech on topic of mass media business in the digital era. My name is Eko Pamuji, and I am a journalist and Head of Communication Department of Stikosa AWS Surabaya, East Java, Indonesia. We are living in an age where technology has completely transformed the way we communicate, interact, and consumer information. The rise of digital media has completely revolutionized the traditional concept of mass media. Today, we have access to an endless stream of information, news, and entertainment at our fingertip. Thanks to the internet and the proliferation of social media platforms. Mass media has always played a crucial role in the shaping public opinion, creating awareness, and influencing decision making. In the digital era, the power of mass media has only increased with a wider audience reach and faster dissemination of information. However, this transformation has also brought about several challenges that we must address. Firstly, the abundance of information available on the internet has made it difficult to distinguish between fact and opinion. Anyone can publish content online, and it is often challenging to verify the authenticity and accuracy of the information presented. This has led to the spread of fake news and misinformation, which can with several consequences on public health, political stability, and social harmony. Secondly, the digital era has created filter bubbles, where individuals are only exposed to information that confirm their existing belief and bias. This has led to the polarization of opinion and the creation of echo chamber where individuals are not exposed to diverse perspective and worldview. Thirdly, the rise of social media has given rise to a new breed of influencers who wield enormous power and influence of their followers. These influencers can shape public opinion and influence consumer behavior, often without any regulation or oversight. In light of this challenge, it is essential that we take steps to ensure that mass media in the digital era operates in the responsible and ethical manner. This requires a multi-stakeholder approach involving government, media organizations, tech companies, civil society, and individuals. Governments must ensure that there are robust law and regulation in place to prevent the spread of fake news and misinformation. Media organizations must prioritize accuracy and impartiality in their reporting and ensure that their content is accessible to diverse audience. Tech companies must take responsibility for the content that appears on their platform and take steps to prevent the spread of harmful content. Civil society has a crucial role to play in holding media organizations and tech companies accountable and advocating for transparency and accountability. Individuals can also play their part by being discerning consumer of media, questioning the veracity of information, and seeking out diverse perspectives. In conclusion, the digital era has brought about significant change in the way we consume and interact with mass media. While these changes have brought about numerous benefits, there have also created several challenges that we must address. By working together, we can ensure that mass media in the digital era operate in a responsible and ethical manner and serves the best interests of society as whole. The presence of internet-based digital media, digitalization, has begun to shift the dominance of conventional media, such as print-based newspaper. The number of print media subscribers in advertise began to decline until finally newspaper closed this business. This condition also befell the print media at home and abroad. A number of media companies went out of business because they were economically unable to finance their operation. Researchers view this empirical phenomenon as very important to study. The aim is to explore how the print media business in East Java, Java Post, and Surya maintain business continuity with the capitalization model that they do the current condition of media convergence and digitalization competition, as well as how to the capitalization model and print media business in these two companies have an impact on production, content, especially on their editorial policy. The research target is the print media business in East Java, Java Post, and Surya, with a research focus on this point, on three point of view. namely the company's point of view, content or editorial, and digitalization or technology point of view. This study uses a qualitative approach with in-depth interview. Data was collected through interview technique. Media Marxist view and media political economic theory underline this research. Media political economy theory is quite relevant to the current condition of Indonesia. This research result in a business model for print media in the digital era, namely profit media. Media spider can be used as a business model to create resilience for print media in the current situation by involving all existing network, both media and non-media, into a systemic network. This study ultimately provides an overview of the condition of mass media industry in Indonesia, especially print media in the digital era, which turned out to be in a situation where it still maintains print media, and at the same time the media must adapt to digitalization. Mass media companies stand into situation that require a lot of energy. Thank you for listening and good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Dr. Eko Pamuji for the presentation of your material. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have finished the presentation of these great and extraordinary speakers. Before this agenda is closed, maybe any question? Okay, let's skip to the next agenda. Thank you very much for all the speakers today. Thank you for the knowledge. Hopefully it can be new insight for all of us. May it will be useful for our knowledge now and in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, after this agenda is finished, please for all the presenter of the paper in the 3rd International Conference of Mass Media and Communication Southeast Asia 2023 must be kept on this Zoom, and you have break for 10 minutes. And will be continue to the breakout room, which has been shared by the committee. We will be back in according to each breakout room. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, from the deepest of my heart, I do apologize for my mistakes in presenting this event, and let's say Alhamdulillah together for close today's event. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much for all the speakers at the 3rd International Conference Mass Media and Communication 2023. Thank you very much for the participants, and thank you for all your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Recording stopped.